Well, good morning, and welcome to the Morning Report. My name is William Austin. It is Thursday. Welcome to Happy Thursday. Is it Thursday? Happy Thursday. Happy Thursday. I ain't know what day it was. That's terrible. And it's Thursday, and we are glad you are here. And we've got a great show for you today because you want to hang out because this guy back here behind me, if you can't see them on the audio podcast, is our president, Joe Biden. Joe Biden has basically thrown down the gauntlet. Basically said that, you know what, you Second Amendment, amendment folks who think that you can protect yourself from government, you're absolutely wrong. You're going to need a lot more than AR-15. His words, not mine. So we're going to just talk a little bit about him and a couple other things, and then let you go and have a fantastic day because there's lots and lots to deal with. That is for sure. President Biden claims that Americans would need a lot more than a gun to fight the government. President Joe Biden once again threatened the constitutional rights to own a gun, mocked Second Amendment supporters while discussing violence in the U.S. While speaking at a fundraiser event in California, Biden suggested that the Second Amendment is useless now because the U.S. government could crush Americans. That's a great thing coming from the president of the United States, isn't it? Saying that you would need an F-16 to take it down. Really? Claiming that he's a Second Amendment guy, Biden said the American people don't need a weapon of war. He said, I taught it for years, 6 years in law school, and guess what? It doesn't say you can own any weapon you want. Well, you know what? That's kind of not true, though. It basically says it doesn't, the Second Amendment doesn't to the Constitution doesn't tell you, it doesn't mention guns you can have. It just doesn't. So it's interesting that the president of the United States, who says that he taught the Constitution, like Barack Obama, would say something so ridiculous. It says this: a well-regulated militia being necessary for the security of a free state, the right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not, the right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed. It doesn't say anything about muskets. It doesn't say anything about handguns. It doesn't say anything about the type of weapon at all. This idea this idea that the founders didn't understand technology, that weapons weren't going to evolve over time. This idea that they didn't understand that somehow they could have never thought of an AR-15 or a machine gun, which they could have because they were machine guns in the day, is foolish. It's absolutely foolish. And so when the president mentions that, that is absolutely positively, it's frightening in a way that basically the president of the United States says that, you know what, there's no way that you would survive it, that we would win, we would crush you. The government would crush you. So you might as well just give up your weapons now. This is what the president of the United States is saying. That Second Amendment, puff. It's insane, isn't it? It is. It's frightening in a way. It really is. Here's what he says. I love these guys who say the Second Amendment is, well, the tree of liberty is watered with the blood of patriots. Well, if you want to do that, if you want to work against the government, you will need an F-16. You will need something else than the AR-15 can continue. Earlier this year, Biden echoed similar remarks, saying that Americans would need F-15s to stand a chance in a battle with the government, pledging to ban assault weapons. Again, in 2021, Biden claimed that from day one, the Second Amendment limited the type of people who could own a gun and what type of weapon you could own. You couldn't buy a cannon. Yes, you could. Yes, you most certainly could. You could make your own cannon. You could buy a cannon. You most certainly could. According to the Second Amendment, Americans are not limited to who can keep and bear arms or what kind of firearms people can keep and bear. It isn't there. I just read it to you. I just read it to you. The president is gaslighting you. And the thing is, a lot of people will say, well, he's dumb. He doesn't know. I would submit that he does know, even in his diminished state. I would submit to you that he does know. I would submit to you that he's hoping that a lot of you don't. That the left is praying that a lot of you don't. They already know that a lot of people on the left don't know. And they're just buying and ingesting the crap that is the pus filled crap that is coming out of these people's pie holes. That is just lies, gaslighting and lies. The Second Amendment doesn't say anything about what kind of firearms. Nothing. I just read it to you. And if you missed it, you can go back and you can hear it again. Or let's see, can I say? I'll read it again. A well-regulated militia, comma, being necessary for the security of a free state, comma, the right of the people. That's a pause. The right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed. The right of the people, you, me, Billy over there, Cletus, to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed. It didn't say anything about a cannon, whether you can have one or not have one. It doesn't say anything about a Gatling gun. It doesn't say anything about a tank. It doesn't say anything about an F-16. Rocket launchers. It doesn't say anything about that at all. It just says arms. Period. Now you can say, well, they thought that they meant muskets. No, can't say that because it doesn't say that. I don't know. I don't know whether the president has thrown down the gauntlet or not. You have to tell me in the comments. Do you think that the president has thrown down the gauntlet? Because there are people who are ready to act on these kind of statements. I wish they wouldn't, but there are people who are ready to act in some sort of way on these kind of statements. My advice is keep your powder dry. Boys, dudes, settle down. Settle down. We're winning. I know it doesn't look like it, but we're winning. More and more people are starting to open their eyes. More and more people are starting to hear. More and more people are starting to question. All we have to do is keep spitting truth. That's all we got to do. So when the president says something that the Second Amendment doesn't say, we can go, no, that's not what it says. That's not what it says. All right. All right. There is, and I just got hip to the story. I just got hip to the story. There is a submersible that from a company called Ocean Gate that went down to check out the wreckage of the Titanic. I don't know why they're just gonna let those people rest in peace down there at the bottom of the ocean. But I don't know, we are super curious about what's going on down there, about that whole Titanic thing. It's been more than 100 years. I don't know. I don't get it. But there's this submersible, which is a submarine that is lost down there apparently. The article is there's a 5-man crew inside the Titan submersible lost Sunday, and now has less than 12 hours of life support left. Less now. than when the article was written. The article was written this morning, um, yesterday morning. So we'll see. The mission may turn into for a rescue mission to a recovery mission. It may already be a recovery mission at this point. The Seacraft was diving to depths of 12,000 feet to view the wreckage of the Titanic. A massive search is ongoing, covering at least 10,000 square miles. It's still considered a search and rescue mission, as opposed to a recovery. And there was cause for hope last night when banging noises were picked up on sonar in 30-minute intervals around the area where the craft disappeared. Some theorize the loss of the Seacraft to be a power failure, or the submersible got caught in the wreckage of the ocean liner, which has happened before. But all of that going on. The New Republic decided to use this story, what may end up being a tragedy, as a way to attack Republicans. The first story revolves around the CEO of OceanGate, people who own the thing, the company that conducts these expeditions, that has a hefty price tag of $250,000 per seat, has a history of, you ready? You ready? Giving the Republican candidates. Yeah. Giving money to Republican candidates. Nicholas Fondacaro tweeted this: "The New Republic thinks that the CEO of OceanGate deserves to suffocate on the bottom of the ocean because he supported Republicans." Yes, that's who these people are. Here's what they wrote. Public campaign finance records indicate that Stockton Rush, the CEO of OceanGate, currently stuck on the missing Titan submersible that was running a tourist expedition of the Titanic wreck, has been a consistent Republican donor over the years. Now, a point of caveat here: according to those public records, Rush was not a Republican mega donor, but his donations over the years leaned heavily toward Republican candidates. Federal Election Commission campaign finance filings show a Stockton Rush of Washington State employed by OceanGate giving $1,500 to Culberson for Congress. The principal campaign committee for now former Republican Congressman John Culberson, who represented Texas's 7th district from 2001 to 2029. Culberson had a 100% scorecard rating from the Conservative Family Research Council, a 92% lifetime rating from the American Conservative Union, and a 4% lifetime score from the League of Conservation Voters. Not exactly a rhino. Okay, so that according to the New Republic, was supposed to be like, oh, good, right? So I'm supposed to be shocked or what? The man gives money to Republicans. At this point, not a crime. Regarding updating the rescue effort, this has nothing to do with the story. The publication also tried to shame the rest of us, blasting media coverage of the rescue mission while ignoring some migrants who drowned off the coast of Greece. Two pieces that are shameless and worthy of mockery from all sides. The New Republic should know better. The left only cares about Europe. If the news concerns are endless Ukraine military packages, both pieces are laughably forced, making one wonder what is happening within this magazine's halls. If this were brought up at an editorial meeting, I'd be embarrassed. That's who these people are. They apparently, this guy deserves to die for giving $1,500 to a Senate candidate, for actually giving to Republicans. Ew. Right? It's amazing. It's heartbreaking. It's angering. It's frustrating. but it is what we're dealing with. What do you think? Just write it down here in the comments. Will you do that for me? Just write it down here in the comments. So we got to get out of here and make room for somebody else. So until we see you again, go out there and learn something, love somebody, and for goodness sakes, y'all take care of yourself. We will see you when we see you. Bye bye now.